Hello, friends, and welcome to yet another episode of Pause Talk. And today we have with us Trupti Sayani. Welcome, Trupti.
Thank you. Thank you, Monica ji, for having me on this platform.
And Trupti is a mind coach, you can say. She's a mental health coach, very much required today. And she is using the modalities of storytelling and art therapy. And that's even more wonderful because it is our life is a story, and she's using the stories to really enlighten us, to broaden our mind, to really heal our minds. And I will now request Trupti to introduce herself.
Thank you again, Monica ji, to having me on this platform. And it is a real pleasure being over here. So I'm a mental wellness coach, and I use a modality of game-based learning, storytelling, and art therapy to bring awareness on mental health, like stress, anxiety, interpersonal relationships, and all the things which kind of bring our energy down. So these are the modalities that I use, and I do group coaching. I do for organizations, corporates, women organizations, and for online, offline. I even do individual coaching. So whoever requires, I am ready to help them out.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now that we have one person here who can really help us in a very game based, and especially for children and people who feel that mental health is a very serious matter. So she is doing it in a game based way. So that is even wonderful because we will not even know that we are getting cured and we will be absolutely fine. So
Absolutely.
I will now ask her that how did this all came about? So she will share her professional journey with us now.
Yes, actually, to tell you the truth, Monica ji, my life had a lot of twists and turns. And I have come to this point, after which was not a direct road, and with a lot of twists and turns, and my life came a whole circle, And then I feel that we all are products of our experiences. And in school and college days, I was very good to do anything with stage. Like I was very good with stage things like debates and competitions, singing, dancing. So I took that passion forward after I got married and after my children were born. So I did training in World Storytelling Institute, and I used to conduct leadership camps, team building camps, and all these camps for children, for young adults, and I included my own children. So I never felt guilty leaving them behind. So that was my main thing at that point of time. Getting my own children coming in. Then I also later upskilled and I did IQ training, cognitive brain training,
Hmm.
and I've done EQ training. So
Hmm.
anything which, and I was always very curious that, how does this brain function? Why am I like this? What forms my habits? What forms my behaviors? Why are these some people very successful in life? Things like this. Always, I was very curious about it. So then
Right.
later, I went on to do EQ coaching and I did life coaching. And the turning point was doing neuro linguistic programming.
Yeah.
So that was what really, really helped me to get mental awareness. And that is what my journey, my life's calling finally, to spread that awareness to all the people around me.
Superb, superb. This is so wonderful. Yes, because a lot of children actually are very fond of being on stage. I was also one of them, to be on the stage, to do all the dances. But I was more than theater. I was a dancer. So I always took part in dancing and all. But I have not continued my passion that way. But congratulations that you were able to continue to your passion, and today you are doing so wonderfully well with theater, because theater actually brings out those emotions and everything,
Yes.
and it really helps a person to go inside in a different way. Yeah, so
Yes,
that is really
storytelling is
wonderful.
in the form of theater and and game-based learning. So brings out that curiosity and challenge, and learning is happening, and they don't even realize it.
Yes,
So
yes.
young adults, older people, we do all this, and they don't even know that that brain is getting trained.
Absolutely. So that is the best part of it, that they don't even know that what is churning inside, and things are really building up in a better way inside. So this is really wonderful. So now that people will be thinking that why are we talking so much of theater and everything, but where is the pause? Because this is a pause talk. So we will now get to the real story of Trupti to understand that what was the pause in her life and how it transformed her to be a like a storyteller today.
Yes.
Please share about that.
So, Monica ji, actually, the thing is, I would say in my life, the pause was more than physical, it was a mental pause, I can say. And so it was like, I felt that I was stuck in my routine, mundane kind of a life.
Hmm.
And today is no better than yesterday. It was the same routine, same setup, kids growing up, family responsibilities, and all that. And there was a deep restlessness. There were so many questions that were not answered deep within me, and I was like, is this what I really want in life? Is
Hmm.
this my purpose? Is this what I really want in life? And then I hit a very low phase in my life when my mom passed away. And she passed away to a massive heart attack. And 2 years later, my sister also passed away to a very traumatic cancer, leaving behind two children. So that was a very, very low phase of my life. I went through depression, various degrees of depression, a lot of grief and sorrow, which all got bottled up inside me, and I didn't know how to handle these emotions.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I had my husband to support me. He was a pillar
Hmm.
of strength. My family was there to support me. My in laws are very, very supportive. My friends, they're like my soul sisters. So they were all there for me.
Yeah,
But those emotions, I just bottled them all inside, and I didn't know
correct.
how to handle it. And I started living my life again in a very routine and mundane way.
Yeah,
So that restlessness and all that, I just carried it forward. So I was just existing and not living life.
absolutely, absolutely.
So then I learned. I went through the course of emotional intelligence, pranic healing at that point of time, and I did life coaching. And what really, really turned my life around was neuro linguistic programming.
Hmm.
And I found my deep answers to those questions, and why to handle those emotions,
Hmm.
the grief-stricken emotions which were deep within me. I found those answers to that, how to handle grief better.
Yes,
Now, when I look back to that phase, now I'm able to remember my mother, my sister with very fond memories, very
yes,
happy memories.
absolutely.
And and then I'm also now able to prioritize my life better. I'm able to do healthy boundaries around me, and found my life's calling with neuro linguistic programming. I think I found my life's calling. Okay, what do I want to do? What are my goals? What are my priorities in life? And this is what I call a mental pause. This is what I
Yeah.
call a mental pause.
Absolutely. This is a very different kind of a pause because
It
usually
is.
we've been hearing about pauses because of the marriage or because of childbirth. But to be having a different kind of a pause in your life because your mind is not in sync with what your body is doing. Your body is doing the daily chores, it is
Yes.
doing all the mundane things every day, but your mind is not into it. No, you
Yes.
are, there's a distinction between what your mind is doing and what your body is doing. And then that
Absolutely.
leads to a lot of physical ill health, mental ill health. And that is what you were also suffering, I
Yes,
think so.
and people just rush through life, and that's what even
Mm.
I was doing. People are just rushing through life. There's so much of stimulation from outside. There's so much of triggers from outside, and we
Absolutely.
all are getting caught in all that. You know,
Correct,
and
correct.
they say that when you want a break, go to a quiet place, and you will find your peace. You will find your serenity over there. But I don't believe in that.
Mm.
I feel that you don't have to go to a quiet, conducive place which is very conducive to with the peace and serenity and all that. I feel that now when you're among people, when there's so much of noise, when there's so much of chaos in life, you can find that peace. You just have to go
Absolutely.
deep within yourself,
Right, right, right.
place where there is calmness, where there is serenity, and where
Yes,
there is
absolutely.
there's so much of peace, and that's
Correct.
when you can really, really find yourself.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with you on these points because it is not necessary. You can be peaceful even when you are in a chaos. So you don't
Yes,
have to find peace in a very quiet place.
absolutely. You just
No,
have to
even
close your eyes, just take a few deep breaths, just get in touch with that space within
yes.
yourself. and you
Yes.
will find peace even there if there's so much of chaos, so many triggers from the outside world.
Absolutely. So that is all
Like,
depending upon what is happening in your mind, basically. No, it is,
absolutely.
and all the mind is because of what has happened to you. The experiences is what makes our mind. It is not suddenly something different. As when you are born, you don't have so much inside your mind. It is the experiences
It's the
which you have
external surroundings.
every phase of your life. When you start to gather and collect those experiences, that is what starts to build. It is
Yes,
like an empty computer, no, unless you start to fill the files, it is an empty computer.
yes,
And
absolutely.
slowly you start to fill the files, and then you have a lot of data there, and according to that data you start to react or respond in a different
Yeah, so
way.
you need to again and again delete that data.
Yes, we need
Otherwise,
to.
you will not be able to perform better, is what I
Correct.
feel. You need to delete that
Absolutely.
data, and you can't go to another place to delete that data. You have to sit
No.
where you are and delete that data.
Correct. It is from your own computer. If you delete the data from somebody else's computer, you cannot perform in
No,
your computer, no?
absolutely.
So that is how you continue to delete, and that is what the grief and the healing process happened with
Yes,
you
yes.
when you were
So
able
I
to delete
feel
those
it
things.
is the mental pause which is very important for me. It is
Yes. Yes.
like the oceans waves which create a lot of drama as we see when there is these oceans waves. When there's drama and it hits the shores, it crashes against the shores. But if you go a few meters down, there's a whole world, a tranquil world of creatures who are living over there completely unfazed with the action which is taking on top.
Yes.
Problem
Yes.
is that lot of us right now in this world is staying we're staying in the surface.
Right.
There's so much of
Absolutely.
wildness and there's so much of commotion around us, but we
Yeah.
have to find that spot among ourselves and have
Absolutely.
to get in touch with this. Only then we'll find peace and serenity and that fulfillment that we require in this chaotic world.
Yes. Absolutely. You will have to give me a minute. 1 minute. So this is actually, yeah, this is actually really very wonderful what you have stated regarding your pause, that this is the mental pause, which is very, very important sometimes. No, life is never pausing. It is the mind which is pausing. No, we
Yes,
cannot say that my life is pausing.
yes,
So now that you have had the pause and you upskilled and upgraded and you did so many things in there and you transformed yourself from within.
yes.
So what is that you are doing post the pause now, Tripti?
So the pause, post the pause, now I would like to give a lot of mental clarity to the people around me, the mental awareness to people around me. This is what I have got, and this is what I would like to reach out to people around me to realign with their goals. What is their purpose in life? People are just existing. So make them realize their goals, make them realize their purpose in life, what is important in today's life. You know, so that is my purpose, and I'm doing it through game-based learning in a fun way because games like it's like one challenge and one like curiosity like children how they like to play games, even adults actually like to play games, but it is a
Yes,
forgotten tradition with the adults right now. So when we actually make them play all kinds of games related to mental health, they get so involved and so many emotions just pour out, and
mm,
then the rewiring is happening and they don't even know about it. And
yes,
then of course stories, it reaches to your deepest emotions and makes you self-aware of things. And through narrative therapy they can talk about their emotions, they can share their deepest things, and that is how they're getting healed constantly. And art therapy is self-expression. It is like
mm,
expressing your deepest emotions and bringing it all out. So your
yeah,
space inside is getting cleared, constantly
right,
getting cleared. So these are the three modalities through which I'm trying to bring awareness to people. It is group sessions which can be conducted online, offline, to various organizations, corporates, individuals. So I'm able to bring about all these changes in people in a very positive way. I'm highly, highly passionate about it. And I want to help them to master their mindset, how to communicate within themselves, and that's the way, how they communicate with the world outside, how to deal with stress, how to deal with their anxiety. So these are the coping mechanisms which we can help them with, and they can lead a better life. So that is
absolutely,
what my
absolutely.
main mission, and I'm very, very passionate about.
Yeah, but still, I would like you to share that anybody who is going through a pause, any kind of pause, and what is that transformed within you, which brought about these kind of like you were able to start to do your kind of a coaching sessions now and all that. But what is that that really shifted in you, which really brought about all of these things because of what you did?
So I have done neuro linguistic programming, which has really changed my life. And through neuro linguistic programming and through my life coaching training, I have started practicing meditation, affirmation, visualizations, which gave me a lot of clarity to realign my purposes. I was very cluttered. My mind was very cluttered before. So I could not control the external world
Hmm.
because there were so many triggers. We're staying in this world, so obviously things affect us. But
Hmm.
it is the internal world which I wanted to control. So once I
Hmm.
did these trainings, I used to get up more in the mornings. I used to do my morning rituals like meditations, affirmations, visualizations, my breathing techniques, which are extremely important. That gave me so much of peace. That gave me so much of clarity. That gave me so much of purpose in life to,
Hmm.
understand myself better. Okay, yes,
Hmm.
this is what I want from life. This
Yeah.
is my purpose. This is what is
Yeah.
important. And
Right.
then once I have understood, okay, why am I like this? How do I change my thoughts, my emotions, my behaviors? And
Hmm.
once you change, I feel once you change your thoughts, your emotions change, and your behaviors change. So that
Yes.
this is what I notice in myself. And I feel that take this knowledge and give it to the others and serve
Right.
them better.
Yeah.
Yes, if you just bring about these few changes in your life, just pause.
Hmm.
You can control your inner world. You definitely can't control your outer world. So just pause
Absolutely.
and reflect on a daily basis. Take moments to reflect. Okay, what is important? Wish I could have done this differently yesterday. What had went wrong yesterday? If some few reflections, gratitude plays a very important role.
I understand all of this, Tripati, and I'm sure if our viewers really want something from your life, an episode or an anecdote where they can understand that what you went through in pause and what is the shift now. So please share a small anecdote or any incident which really was bothering you in that pause, when you were having that kind of a pause, and how now that even if you have such kind of circumstances, you are able to break through that and you are a different positive person. Any incident from your pause time which you would like to highlight?
Yes, as I told you that I was going through a very low phase in my life when my mother and my sister had passed away. And those are the emotions that I did not know how to handle. And I just bottled them all up inside. I just did not know how to handle. So I used to just get restless, just scream at my children. And I didn't understand why I behaved the way I behaved. Because there were
Mm,
emotions, it was all stuck in my body. And I didn't know
mm,
how to untangle those emotions.
mm,
So when I went through this journey, when I went through my trainings, when I've gone through this meditations and affirmations, I realized that these emotions which are stuck, I need to handle them well. I need to tackle them.
mm,
So I have sought help. I have taken these emotions. I've understood what I have felt from deep within. It is
mm,
a phase. It was a life, part of my life. My mother, my sister, who I was very close to, who have passed on, I remembered them with so much of grief, but what changed is I now remember them with so much of love and positivity. And
mm.
that is what shifted. That is what
Yeah.
shifted. That grief which was stuck deep within, that restlessness, that thing which was stuck deep in, I'm able to handle it better now.
Mm,
Pain can never go away because
yeah.
these are my family members. The pain can never go away. But now when I remember my mom and my sister, I remember them with a lot of love, with a lot of happiness, and and a lot of fond memories that come to my mind.
Yes. Yes.
And that
Absolutely.
is the transition that really helped me to overcome it. So there are so many people over here who are bogged down with stress, anxiety, grief. So this is, I know that what I have gone through, I relate to them. So this
Mm,
is how I would like to help them to overcome these emotions and
mm.
lead a better life.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And you were talking about your children being able to uh, come with you for your small theaters workshops and all of that stuff. So, as a parent, how do you think when you were going through that phase, how did it affect your children?
It did affect my children because I was a very difficult person at that point of time, because I used to just suddenly get angry, and I didn't know why. See, there was
Hmm.
so much of sadness and so much of uncertainty within me. So, all everything reflected on the outside.
Hmm.
So, for no fault of them, I used to get angry at them and shout at them. So, of course, they were wondering, okay, Mama, what is happening? Why are you behaving like this?
Hmm.
And there were so many instances like that.
Hmm.
So, they were always wondering, and even I didn't know how to handle these situations. I used to
Hmm.
get angry at my husband or anybody around me. My behaviors was very different. So then I realized, "Okay, I can't bring out all this on my children. It is affecting them,
Yeah.
and I didn't know how to handle it also."
Correct, correct, correct. Absolutely. So, why I'm asking all of this to Tripati to make every viewer who is listening to this podcast to understand that how, when you are undergoing this mental pause, which because physical pause is very visible. No, you are
Yes.
hurt, you're having a broken bone, you have a heart surgery, you are pregnant, you have children, everything is very visible around there. No, but a mental pause, only the person who is suffering knows, but the people around also start to feel that. No, they start to get affected by that. So it is not your problem alone, it is also the problem for everybody around you, that when you are dealing with any mental health challenge, so it is very important that we take care of anybody around us who is feeling this way, or we ourselves are feeling this way, and to get to the feeling part, because everything, when we talk about mind, we talk about thinking. We say
Absolutely.
mind
Everything
only.
starts with a thought.
Yes, we say that mind only thinks, but the mind is here also, in the heart. Heart also has its own mind. So when we are feeling with the mind of heart. So mind can also feel. It is not only a thinking mind, heart is a feeling mind, right? Because mind is not what brain is. Brain is a organ. Mind is not an organ. That difference we have to understand here. So when she took a pause in her mental state because of the circumstances which she was facing there, that started to affect her children, her daily routine, her relationship with her husband or her in-laws or her other family members. Everything started to change. And that is where she started to reflect on her, because that pause gave her time to reflect that how can I become that person who is loved, how I can love my own self. And that is where a new Tripti was born, who is now helping other people to overcome their own challenges, which is set in through their mental health challenge. So, but this is so wonderful. I must say, Tripti, I just wanted to conclude in a way that I'm learning from you, like a storytelling. I wanted to conclude it like that. And I would like you to share a message, and I know you are having a different, innovative way to share a message. Please do that.
Yes, thank you so much, Monica ji. And as I'm a game-based learning coach, a storyteller, and an art therapy coach, so I will share my message through a story today to all the viewers. So this is a wonderful story. There is This is a story about a man who was bogged down with a lot of problems, with a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, and he didn't know how to deal with it. And he thought he heard about this guru far away in the mountains. He was very renowned and who was known to help people, to support people, and to guide them overcome all their troubles. So he thought, why not I go and seek his advice? So he said, okay, it's time for me to go and take that journey. There are people from far and near who have taken this journey. So it is time for me to go and take this journey. So he decided to go towards the mountains and seek his advice, to seek his guidance, because he had a lot of emotional anxiety, mental turmoil. So once he reached there to that beautiful place where the guru was residing, it was surrounded with beautiful lakes and trees and lovely people around it, a lot of peace and serenity. He reached that guru over there and he told that guru, Guruji, I am really under a lot of stress. I have a heavy heart and a lot of emotions, a lot of suffering, a lot of problems in my life. I have come to you with lot of hope that, yes, you will give me some advice. So the Guruji said, just smiled at him and looked at him with a lot of compassion in his eyes. And the Guruji said, yes, why don't you get me salt and a cup of water? So the man was a little surprised, but he did what he was asked to do. So the man got a salt and cup of water. So then the Guruji said, why don't you take 1 tablespoon of salt and put it in that cup, stir it, and once the salt dissolves, why don't you taste it? So the man did exactly that. He put 1 tablespoon of salt in that cup of water and he stirred it and then he had it. And the minute he had it, of course, it was very bitter. And he told his Guruji, it's very, very salty. So the Guruji just smiled and he took him towards the lakeside. So then he told this man, he said, why don't you sprinkle that whole bowl of salt in this river, in this lake? So the man just sprinkled that salt in that lake. And then the Guruji said, why don't you taste this water? So he just took little water from there and he tasted it. Then he said, how was it? It's very fresh. So the Guruji just smiled and said, my dear child, pain and suffering, stress and anxiety is like a salt in life and you can't do without it. But if you hold it in a small cup of water, then you're definitely going to be affected by it. You're going to be bitter in your life. But if you expand your heart and mind and expand it to like this vast lake, then how much ever salt you throw in it, how much ever the life throws at you, you will not be impacted. Nothing will affect you. So
Yes.
healing is not the eradication of salt or
Yeah.
stress or anxiety from this life. It is that you have to expand yourself, your consciousness, so that you are able to deal with it better.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
I'm leaving all the viewers with this lovely message and thoughts to ponder on.
Very beautifully said, Trupti. Thank you so much for that lovely and story and so insightful. Yeah, so I'm sure the all the viewers would have taken and would have really determined to have a very expansive light state so that the salt of problems will not affect them.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Tripti. It was really
Thank
wonderful
you.
to have you on the show. And I'm now appealing to all the women who are listening to this pause story today that if you resonate with this story and if you have something similar to share so that you can inspire even one person around you, I invite you to be my next guest. You can really ping me or message me, and I will reach out with all the details and we can have a beautiful conversation here on Pause Talk. So thank you so much, Tripti, once again. It
Thank
was
you,
really wonderful.
Monica ji, for having me. Thank you so much.
Namaste.
Namaste.